I say this. If you want me to kill a restaurant, maybe go watch someone else. We are really helping them to try and put their best foot forward while at the same time still giving the community honest reviews.
Yummy.
What's up, everybody? Johnny Lee Reynoso here with Reynoso Global Consulting. You might remember me by Reynoso Global Consulting, as well with My Living Media. I'm excited today because, number one, I have my good friend, Glenn Fetzner, CEO of My Living Media, but I also have a special guest and a friend, somebody that I've known for many years, and you'll hear a little bit about the story there as well. The very own Baldi Eats, ladies and gentlemen. We got Baldi Eats in the house. What's up, Baldi? How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. You got me in studio.
That's right.
Amazing studio. I'm excited.
By the way, it took us months to get Baldi Eats to come here in person. He's like, I could probably fit you in a few things here or there. He's very busy, man.
Yes.
Very busy, man. We're excited to have you. Thank you for coming down and doing this with us.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Absolutely.
Baldi, I have to ask you have built a brand. You've built a brand around being everybody's everyday food reviewer. You're just somebody that I think all of us can relate to.
Yeah.
Right. And you bring this real factor when I watch your videos and when I talk to people who have watched your videos and the influence you bring with that. At what point in your food reviewing did you end up saying, "Oh my God, I actually have something here. This is awesome."
Ooh, great question. Great question. So just to give you a very quick backstory, I'm originally from Brooklyn. But I moved to South Florida when I was a kid. So I lived here my whole life, especially South Florida. So when I moved up to the Treasure Coast a few years back, I kept hearing all these things about the Treasure Coast food scene. Oh, we don't have great food. We don't have great food. So I've always been a foodie and I've always gone out and ate at really good restaurants. So I finally said, you know what? I feel like the Treasure Coast is super represented, and I just started going out there and having fun. I'm not going to say that I knew it from step in day one, but I knew, I felt something. I knew we had something. I knew the format that I really wanted to bring to the community. And I would say this, more than me, even though you have to have a confidence in yourself, obviously, you know that better than anyone. But when we started getting thousands of views, and I can tell really early on that there was some excitement, and that if we adjusted and refined it a bit, we may have something big that, that we can really do and have fun with the community. Absolutely.
Awesome. That is so awesome. I got to tell you, my children are huge fans. I have 3 kids.
Thank you.
They're huge
I
fans.
appreciate
They love watching it. We're fans, right?
Yeah.
When I say my children, we're fans as well. So you captivated us all. In fact, we have this thing where we watch YouTube every now and then.
Yeah.
On our big screen there at home in our entertainment room, and my son will go and just throw on Baldi Eats and just wants to watch review after review. That turned into
I love that.
That actually turned into my wife and I starting a little Trello, which is like a little management tool online app, right? That we all share as a family.
Yeah.
Where she listens to your review, identifies the restaurant, and then writes it down so that when we're traveling, if we have a soccer tournament nearby, we go to those restaurants. So you have encouraged us to actually check these places out, which is really exciting, right? And I love trying all different foods. I'm a foodie myself.
Yeah.
But here's the deal for the viewers out there,
Yeah.
something that you have to, and Glenn, you probably don't know this. I have worked with Baldi in different settings in the past. I came across working with him as a professional salesperson many years ago in different industries.
Yes.
And I remember going to business meetings with him. And we go to a restaurant in Boca Raton or somewhere down in Pompano or Miami.
Yep.
Remember Miami?
Yes.
And we order. And my dish would come and it would look great. He would always start with some kind of soup or salad, but really soup. And it's lunchtime, and I'm going, my man likes the little 3-course meal. Nothing crazy, but he likes his 3-course even for lunch.
Especially because it was on you.
Especially because it was on me. But he would start off with his soup, and he would first he would grace it, look at it. He would identify. I'm being dead serious for the viewers out there. You have to pay attention. We're talking 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would look at the soup. He would look and identify, are there chunks? Are there not chunks? What does it look like? Temperature.
Oh, we're
and then he would
expecting
take a nice little spoonful And he would look at me and he would say something like, "This is beautiful. Isn't this amazing? Look at the texture." This was Baldy 15 years ago. So this isn't somebody who's coming at us going, "Let me try this out because it's pretty cool. Eyeballs. I like to be online." No, this is somebody who actually values taste, the flavor.
By the way, he told me that exact story about 3 months ago. We first started working together. We've known him for a couple of years now. And he's like, "Man, you know what? You got to think about this guy, Baldy." And then upstairs, I heard they're like, "Oh, Baldy." Some people were like, "Oh, I can't stand that guy." Some people, I love him.
Yeah,
you get all over the board.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Baldi Eats, who is this?" And someone goes, "It's like that guy, Barstool Sports." I'm like, "Dave Portnoy."
Yeah.
I'm like, one bite, everyone knows the rules.
Yes.
Now, what's your saying on that? Is it one bite or what's I heard?
So great question. First, I want to touch on that. Yes, man, I've always been a foodie. I've always loved food. Whether I did this or not, I was always going to eat at the best restaurants or anything that I could find and really enjoy, just so you know that. But yes, so everybody loves to jump in the comments, especially when I do the pizza reviews. And they love to mention and bring up Dave Portnoy.
Oh. So you don't just do pizza?
No, I do everything.
Oh,
Everything. I do all kinds of foods, everything. Everything across the boards. I mean, at this point, we're looking at hundreds of local food reviews at this point. But I have an immense amount of respect for Dave. He is definitely the best. Obviously, the most notorious and famous pizza reviewer there is and will be. So when I do a lot of what I do, it is an homage to Dave. As far as, especially the pizza reviews. And I really wanted to do it and, take it, especially do what he does, but do it local. So his funny play, which I know you're probably going to ask me, it's one bite, everybody knows the rules. And then he'll take multiple bites, but it's a joke. So just almost as a respect thing and to do something a little different. So I wasn't like one bite. I came up with 2 bites, new rules. Essentially just going off of a little of what he does and really just having a little fun with it.
I sent my assistant out to get some pizza.
Yeah.
So at the end of this review, we're gonna do the 2 bites, right?
Wow.
I don't know if we want to share the restaurant. I think you've actually done a review.
Yes, I have. I've done a couple. Yes.
So I'll let you announce that later on in the show. But that pizza's coming hot and piping in about 30 minutes.
We got the countdown.
Yes,
we got the countdown. I'm excited.
2 bites, new rules.
So 2 bites.
Two
This
bites,
is my first
new
experience.
rules. Let's do it.
And I'm
Absolutely.
gonna say this, and Johnny Lee, thank you for introducing us. And I am not as I haven't watched a lot of your podcasts, but I did watch some today, obviously before this.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
I appreciate
you
it.
have I'm not just saying that because we're partnering together, but you have a je ne sais quoi. You have I'm watching, I'm like, I'm hungry. I wanna go to that place.
thank you.
There's a Mediterranean place you went to out in St. Lucie West under the Heart or near the Heart.
Yeah, that one just came out. Yeah.
Kebabs or whatever. Right?
Yes.
I'm like, I don't like Mediterranean food, but I'm going to eat that food. So, I mean, it's really effective for these restaurants.
Yeah,
So anyway,
it is. Absolutely. Shout out to Swift Grill.
Swift
right.
Grill. All
Swift
right.
They have an amazing location in Fort Pierce for a few years, and they're trying it out in Tradition.
What did you eat there? Was it the lamb?
So I actually wanted to do more of their sit down. I didn't just want to do a normal gyro or whatever. So we did the lamb. We did this little trio appetizer thing that was really fun. It was the hummus and a couple extra little dishes.
Bread.
Yeah, more Mediterranean. And then we did the kebabs, which I thought
What's that kebabs?
now
So
that
that's what we were watching.
now
They
that
look
was
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it looked amazing.
And if you notice within my reviews, we do give slight critiques and nuances, obviously while still being respectful and understanding that we are dealing with a small business. Obviously, in most cases, they invite me. So I'm always going to give critiques. And that, thank you so much for what you said. I think the reason why we've created such a loyalty with thousands and thousands of people that watch my videos every day.
Millions.
Is because
Don't be shy. Millions.
millions on a monthly basis.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. But thousands
Yes,
daily,
of course.
millions monthly. But I think because we are willing to critique, and I have a lot of people that come after me for not killing restaurants. And I say this, if you want me to kill a restaurant, maybe go watch someone else. I might not be for you. And I have no problem with saying that. We are invited by restaurants. We are really helping them to try and put their best foot forward while at the same time still giving the community honest reviews. Now, yes, the kebabs are the bomb.
I was just going to say this, though.
The kebabs.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go back to that, though, because
Yes.
how do you really balance being honest, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm putting you on the spot here, but I want to know from you, because I've known you for years and I know how transparent you are. So how do you balance being really honest with the restaurant, knowing that your review can exponentially help their business grow with net new business, new customers and all that, as well as derail their business?
It can. So I like to say that you can kind of consider me Superman, with great power. With great power comes great responsibility.
No.
So when I started doing this with my wife, even before restaurants were inviting me, and I was literally investing tons of money, going to all the best restaurants and literally spending, and I think we spoke about this briefly last time, hundreds and hundreds of dollars in a lot of cases, to a point where my wife was like, okay, I know you're trying to build a platform here, but you're spending a ton of money. If you go back now and look at we're walking in unsolicited, going in, trying the food, I was the same person that I was back then as I am now. And that is figuring out a way to, A, be respectful to the restaurant, but B, still be honest to the consumer and really find a balance. But yes, it is a great responsibility. Now, there are times where I do got to get a little tough.
Can you give me an example of that? Like, because I haven't watched that many videos yet, but let's say, what was your toughest review? Just out of curiosity. And I say tough, what was your,
That's a good question.
Yeah. So like what I do notice too, is you're ordering 3 or 4 different meals or different things. So let's be honest. Some of these meals, like I asked my waiter, what about this? He's like, don't get that.
Exactly.
I'm like, Bronzino, don't get the Bronzino. I'm like, okay, you got it.
So there was one place called Lefty's. Lefty's is a very popular wing place. And
I know them.
Yeah. And, they're good guys. Listen, there's nothing against it. But when you go out of your way, I walked in, I ordered, I paid for my food and everything. But I just felt that they did fall a little bit short. And, I was a little bit tough, but I think I was still very respectful. There's been a bunch like that, where you do got to get tough, but really saying, listen, here's what's happening. Here's a situation. You knew I was here, but the food was still sitting for 10 or 15 minutes, getting a little more on the soggy side. And I have to be authentic with that. What's crazy, just to touch that on one more time, I did a review for a newer fast casual hibachi place about a year or so ago. And I walked in and I told them over and over, because they invited me. I said, guys, you have to treat me like I'm a normal customer. I said it to them 5 times. I talked to the chef. And even when I'm behind the scenes trying, they decided to just do this crazy thing. I was waiting forever, which is fine. But then when he brought me out my food, it was like 3 times the amount of what a normal customer would say. And I'm like, look at this. Is this what a normal customer would get? And so if you go back and watch that video, I was very measured, but I was very honest. And I explained and told them the whole story. But what's funny is when I tasted the food, it was still good, and I was still honest about that. But I was able to still touch on the negative while still being very honest to the community. Well, here's what's crazy. The moral of that story is not only did that review still gain a ton of business for them, but they brought me back a year later, essentially said, listen, we fixed up our stuff. We've ironed some stuff out. They still brought me back, paid my production costs and everything. And we have a new one coming out on Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
That went absolutely amazing with them.
I gotta check it out.
Yes.
I got a question. Do you have a scoring system, like for, if you do like a Mediterranean restaurant, you have a scoring system for the kebabs or the food, or just for pizza?
I love that. That's actually one of the best questions that I can ever answer. So there's a long answer to that, because that's one of the most controversial things.
So, but for pizza, you're similar to like Portnoy's.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a scale of 1 to 10, right?
It's always going to be a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
And we're always going to rate it, honestly, what comes into my head based on a lot of factors. Taste.
And it's pizza, right?
Everything.
Okay.
Taste, texture, everything is going to go into my review. However, what people have thought is that, let's say I go out and I review something so nostalgic. Now, I don't know about you guys, but do you remember when you were kids and you ate some McDonald's French fries?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember that taste, the texture? You're a kid now. Obviously, all these things, which I'm not going to go into. But when you were a kid and you remember that and it's ironed in, when those fries were perfect, what score would you imagine that you may have given them?
9.8.
Exactly.
Wait, who's this? For
French fries.
top?
McDonald's French fries. As a kid.
Oh, kid.
As a kid.
That's when they used to use the regular fat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would be a 9. I love
See, I'm not getting into that.
yeah, I'd have to get the regular. Yeah, 9.5. They're the best.
So here's what people would love for me to do. Let's say I go to McDonald's now and somehow, even though it doesn't happen as often, but let's say they just hit all the nostalgia effects. Perfect taste, perfect texture, perfect amount of salt, which by the way, they never put salt on their fries anymore for some reason. I don't know why. But let's say you're able to connect with that. And let's say I was doing a McDonald's review and I tasted the fries and I'm like, oh my God, these are amazing. It reminds me of my childhood. Phenomenal. Yeah. I'm going to give it a 9.2. Can that 9.2 be measured against going to your favorite 5-star steakhouse and eating the most amazing steak that you ever had? And let's say I gave them an 8.9.
No, different food,
it's a
right?
different level.
Yeah,
so that's kind of what I try to, teach and everything. If I go and eat McDonald's French fries, obviously I'm not stupid. A McDonald's French fries is not going to beat out your favorite steakhouse. Let's say you go to Peter's Steakhouse and I was tough. Let's say I'm tough, which I was, and I give it an 8.8. That 8.8 experience might still be absolutely incredible because it's a
Peter's in Jensen Beach.
Love them.
Yeah.
Because
let
it's
me
a
ask you
different
though,
scenario.
what percentage of your score is also the experience, not food experience, not taste, but I'm talking about the experience, the overall customer service, friendliness, ambiance, all that.
That's
you bring that into anything?
Such a great question.
Yeah.
We're only human. So there's a lot of things that go in. Do I try to block out mood, ambiance, all these different things? Of course. But, I think that tasting food and eating food, it's such an amazing experience. I mean, if you think about, in most cases, now, not every, I know I can't speak for everybody, but in most cases, some of your most amazing life situations have been happening or have happened over an amazing meal. So yes, there are different factors. Ambient, if everything is great and I'm in a great mood, without knowing subconsciously, will they get a better score? Of course. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that's not possible.
For the listeners out there, though, you can see how real you are because you're actually acknowledging the fact that there is something called subconscious.
Yes.
And that plays a factor because we're all human.
Yes.
And if for some reason we're on an off day and we're going out and we're doing a review, you might be down. It might be, 0.5 less than if you were having a perfect day, right?
1000%.
But at the end of the day, they're going to get a real, raw review.
Yes. They're going to get my as honest as I possibly am. I'm still respectful. What's funny is, going back to Dave Portnoy, Dave will openly say, oh my God, I love them. I love them. I love the guy. Such a great thing. 7.8. I love the guy. 7.8. I try not to do that as much, but of course you get caught up.
Yeah.
But I kind of say it like this, you're the best salesperson, one of the best that I've ever seen. And I consider myself a pretty darn good salesperson.
I appreciate that.
No problem. But
9.9?
He just doubled his feet. Baldy, he just doubled his
9.9 in sales.
Yes, sir.
Well, I would say 8 point. No, I would agree with that.
But I agree with what you're saying. If you're just feeling it, you're having an amazing day. Every single person you talk to, it's like magic. And that happens as well. So just like a great salesman, well, just a random example where you have to rise above and do the right thing, obviously yourself, the situation. Same with being a food reviewer. If I'm in a situation, if I'm having a bad day, I better darn well step up and rise to the occasion and not let any, if I can, obviously we're only human, and not let any outside influences affect what I am doing for that restaurant. Because at the end of the day, I understand the responsibility that I have for not only them, but also for the person watching.
You know,
So,
he's making me laugh. I've watched a lot of One Bite, Everyone Knows the Rule, Dave Portnoy.
I love him.
He'll be on his 4th review that day or 5th. He's like, oh man, I can't even eat this pizza, right?
Mhm.
Or if he had a great review, he was in New Haven.
Yeah.
And he ate.
But he's such a professional.
He is. He's like, I'm a gamer. So he's eating his pie. You can see him.
He's about to die.
Exactly.
And I do that. And you have to understand.
Yes.
And I hate to say it. I mean, some people, all you do is eat food and put on camera. Okay, whatever. If that's your opinion, that's fine. But what we are still doing is we need to rise to the occasion. We need to understand that, like I said, it is a great responsibility.
Yeah.
And I take it very,
Yeah.
very serious what I
And
do.
I know
Yes.
you're not, they're not paying you to do any reviews, right?
Hell no.
Okay. So I love that.
They're paying me for my time as well as the production cost involved.
But you will, if the food's bad, you're going to say this is
100%.
Would you say on a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably a 3, not their best item?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I will do, again, I will make sure that I'm being very measured. The taste is off a little. With the Swift Grill, I don't even know if you noticed. I said the lamb needs a little more seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
They need to adjust that and fix that.
Yep.
But we do it with, I don't want to say sleight of hand, but still able to be measured and positive about the experience, understanding that I'm still dealing with someone's livelihood that lives local in our community.
What's the name?
Yeah.
Is it diners, drive-in, dives?
Yeah, one of those. Dives,
Dives.
drive-ins, and dives, I believe. Yes.
Yes. So he does a great job too.
Love him. He's the best.
Diner. It's
Who's the guy there?
Guy.
He's got a burger joint. See, in Manhattan, I ate there.
yeah.
No, a chicken joint.
He's
chicken
got a
fries.
he's
That
got a
guy's like
te-
1,000
yeah,
restaurants,
he's
dude.
got a tequila joint.
One is called Guy.
He's worth like hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
You know, I have a
He's
question.
good, though. He's
Just on a side note. Well, just on a side note,
Yeah.
we want to do like in our Coastal Pearl magazine, which is
Yeah.
our omni-channel podcast, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to do maybe run something in there, the top burger joints on the Treasure Coast.
That's huge.
So if we sponsored you for that,
yeah.
and we could do that as part of our marketing campaign, we're going to sponsor. I also want to do the best French fries. So I was thinking about by the way, it depends what McDonald's you go to, right?
Yeah, it
When I think of McDonald's, when I was a kid, we'd go to Disney. My dad would take I'm the youngest at 9. Right? Can you
Yeah.
imagine? So we'd pile in the car, we had a van. And so, but we would stop feeding a family that big, and that's when McDonald's, that was a treat.
Yeah.
So when I go to McDonald's, I have this nostalgia for the 80s.
Yep.
Yes.
McDonald's, we're heading to Disney.
Yep.
And anyhow, but for French fry, I want to do best French fries right now. I mean, I'm just a regular guy, I'm a
Yeah.
media guy, but I love the French fries at Five Guys.
Oh.
Pretty solid, right?
Yeah.
And they dump them in the bag. I always feel like I underpaid. This is great. They hold the bags
Yeah.
full. That's all subliminal, right?
Which is
But-
great value.
Yes,
Yeah.
great value.
Yes.
By the way, they're all, the calorie count on those burgers are pretty bad, as you know.
Yeah.
As you know, John
Yeah.
Lee. He's the trainer, and
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you probably don't eat Five Guys once in a while.
Once in a blue. Once in a
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a treat. This is
Yeah.
too. And
There's so much there. And remember, just so everyone knows, I'm coming in as an outside perspective, whether we have a deal or a partnership or anything. The whole idea is to be honest and transparent to the community. So,
Baldy, let me ask you. You mentioned before, I think you mentioned to me off camera that these restaurants, they're reaching out to you.
yes.
Constantly looking, right?
Yeah.
What's your kind of qualifying criteria? What do you look for in a restaurant before you say yes to a review?
I think the most important thing is that they are a brick and mortar,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, or even a food truck. I mean, I do food trucks. I want to make sure that they are putting out a good product, but I'll definitely discuss a little bit about who they are, what they do, a little bit of their background. So, I want to make sure that they do have a fire and a passion for their business as well.
Yeah.
But really, to be honest with you, as long as they're in business and they're willing to be judged, honestly, and they understand 100% that we're going to go in and give them an authentic review. But yeah, that's really it. And that if they're okay with that, whether good, bad, or indifferent, obviously I always tell them, listen, we're going to be very respectful.
Yeah.
We're going to be measured, but we have to make sure that we're bringing really cool content to the community.
What people don't understand
Yeah.
is that, I myself with my family, I've gone out to about 3 locations, right? where I saw your review and I said, I have to go there. I'm sure I've been to more, but 3 that come to mind.
Yes.
Right? And if you were off on your rating,
Yeah.
now half a point, whatever aside, because there's always going to be that, what did you grow up normally eating? What do you what are your taste buds, right? But you were on point.
Yeah.
That's why I go back
I
for
appreciate
more.
that. Yeah.
Right. So you have a responsibility to your listeners, to your viewers, that's like, I got to give you the real.
Right.
You have only given out what, 2, 3, 10.0.
There at this point, there's
You'll
probably,
do a perfect score?
He's done.
There's only been a couple.
Oh my gosh. There's one where my mouth was so sad. We have it written down. We haven't gone yet.
Which one was that?
It
one?
was.
Oh,
it
was
some
it
kind of
Red
Asian.
Walk?
Yes. It was a walk.
Oh,
The duck.
my gosh.
Something happened.
It wasn't
on
the
camera.
duck, though.
No.
That was another part of it. Everything kind of merged together because
Something happened on camera that was just explosive.
you want to know something. That was a fun one. So here's what happened with that.
gotta check
Red
it out.
Walk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. In Vero. Red Walk, I hate to say this, without giving too much information, they were in a car accident and there was a couple of injuries. Luckily, everybody survived and everything. So a family member of them reached out to me. It was like a couple days before Christmas. And, you know, the medical bills were piling up and everything. So the first one that I went there, it was impromptu. I literally went, and I've never done this. I went Christmas morning.
Oh, wow.
I didn't charge a production fee or anything because I really wanted to help them out. And I went Christmas morning. We got it edited within an hour because I really wanted to try to give back. They happen to be open on Christmas.
Wow.
We put that one out. First, I don't turn them around.
Same day.
Same day. That's insane. But I really wanted to try to help them. I heard what happened, and I just wanted to help them out in any way that I can. Went viral.
Really?
They got so much business off of it. They were very thankful. They were able to, you know, do some stuff. So a few months later, they reached out to me. They said, listen, we're back on track. You know, everything's good. Thank goodness, everything. But Baldy, we really want to bring you back the right way. Well, you know, we know you have a production cost. We'll take care of that. So I went out there and she surprised me with like some of the most authentic stuff I've ever seen.
That's on menu.
It is on menu, but they literally brought me out some stuff that was mind-blowing and incredible. But one of them was a thinly pounded little pork chop thing, but just the way it was cooked,
Okay, that's
the
what it was.
seasoning, the rice, everything.
Something about it, yeah.
It hit me. And when something hits you, like you said,
Yeah.
some of it, you don't know why. You're feeling good. You're eating, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to. You could see I was struggling because 10 for me, 10 is like the holy grail.
Yeah.
10 should be
Now,
your...
Portnoy never would give a perfect score.
He's never have.
No, he's got a rule. He's got one of that's
Never
one of his,
have,
right?
never will.
Is that
And
like a perfect score in like ice skating?
You've never done in
Big
pizza.
I've never done it in pizza, not even close.
Oh,
Okay.
Portnoy's been in the 9s with the cheese, but he travels a lot more than I do.
Yeah,
I never have.
What's your
So-
favorite food to review? What's your ultimate favorite to
Get into
review?
the nitty-gritty. I love pizza. There's a couple. I think pizza is such a fun thing. It's so controversial. Everyone thinks they're a pizza expert. So again, I think the one thing I love about pizza is that you can eat at 100 different pizza places.
Mm.
And even though it looks fairly close to the same, you're going to give 100 different scores. And I just love that. I think it's cool. I'm a wing connoisseur.
Ooh, I love.
I
some wings.
love doing some good wings, and I'm tough on wings. So once we've established a baseline and a score, the whole threshold has to kind of have a rhyme or reason. So you end up starting to have to be tougher in certain food groups, such as pizza and, of course, chicken wings.
Click on the wings real quick.
Yeah.
So I love wings.
Okay.
I absolutely love wings. There's a place in Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut originally. It was called Archie Moore's. I heard they shut down recently. Literally, it was like a moment of silence for me, right? Because it was such a good place. When I first moved here to South Florida, everybody said Duffy's or whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing
Not
could
the
really
same?
make it happen for me.
Have you gone to Thirsty Turtle?
I have not gone to.
Go
are they
take-
great? They
take
do a
your
buy
butt to
10
Thirsty-
get 10.
But here's the deal, though. But this is what I was going to get to with this.
That's my number
know-
one highest rated wings.
I'll go with some friends. We'll order some wings somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll come wet. And they're like, "Oh man, I don't like wet wings."
Yep.
Some of them will come, crispy.
It's
or
so
some of them will
tough.
come bread.
Yeah.
Some of them will come flats more than sticks.
Yes.
drumsticks. So At what point do you sit back and go, okay, I like dry, not wet, but these come wet. So I have to accept it. I can't add that into the mix.
You're
or
close.
I like well
So
done.
for the non-chicken wing eaters, dry or wet, that's like a rub, like
a sauce. Yeah.
Yes. Wet or dry. Absolutely.
Okay.
So at what point do you say, do you eliminate that? Or actually, let me go back a step. What kind of wing do you like?
Okay. I like it right in the middle. First of all, I need to have, it can't just be dry. In my opinion, it needs to be tossed in some type of sauce, just like Thirsty Turtle. I love them. They're my favorite.
Really?
Okay.
I have them at their best, because remember, when I go back at different times, that the sliding scale slightly adjusts depending on the cook, depending on whatever they do. Maybe they do a little wet, a little too dry. But I'm going to answer your question, bud. At their highest, I have them at a 9.8, which is insane. They're that good. For me, I'm a taste, texture. There's so many things that you could almost consider me, and I'm just making this up, it might not even make sense, almost like a hypochondriac of food.
Oh.
Meaning you better hit on all cylinders for me to really connect everything, internally with what's hitting me. So for me, the perfect wing, and you're right, everybody has a different opinion, and that's why it's so great. It needs to be crispy, and it needs to have sauce. Something, but it can't have too much, because then, like you said, then you're going to get a little bit more of the soggy situation.
Yeah.
So some people then, they'll be so mad because people get so angry over food. And I love it. For real, I love the negativity just as much as I love the positivity, because if you're
You
not
get a lot of negative feedback from people.
yeah, but you're always gonna listen when you put yourself out there. There's always gonna be oh, Baldy, you're dumb. How can a crispy wing have sauce on it? Guess what? It does, and it has. And it always will. Again, it has to be the perfect situation. You can't have it sitting too long. Can't be sitting in that box too long. Whatever. But for me, the perfect wing, which is Thirsty Turtle, when they're on and they're perfect.
Yes.
They do it well done. You have that crisp and just the right amount of sauce, which is their magic sauce. I've heard, by the way, that even if you work there, you still will never know their secret recipe. It's that guarded.
Really?
They have a secret recipe.
Thirsty Turtle. And here's why they're so cocky with it. Why they know they're good. Did you know they only have 3 flavors, which is unheard of?
Only 3 flavors.
Right. For a mostly wing joint, mild, medium, and hot.
I love
and I always said to them from day one, y'all got to be the most cocky. Like, they knew. They're not trying garlic parm, sweet heat.
Not a fan of those. Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. No, they're cocky with it.
Yeah, they are. Buffalo Wild Wings. It's confusing. What do they have? 30?
100.
I can't
Right,
do
30.
those.
You're probably.
I can't do those.
50? I can't.
You don't like that at all?
No, I don't like Buffalo Wild. I don't like I'm not a fan of all of that stuff.
No, I can't. I like
I like mild.
Yeah.
Although we'd love for you to advertise.
Yeah.
I'll do
Buffalo
medium.
Wild Wings.
Buffalo, come call us.
Well, just from the wing. Listen, I'm a wing guy. I love it. I love wings. I love wings.
Where's your favorite?
Bring
Maggie McFly's, Boca Raton.
That's
Maggie
your favorite one?
McFly's, Boca Raton at the Town Center Mall. I went there a couple months ago, decided to order some wings. Phenomenal. Went back there about a month later. Phenomenal.
Can I say something too? Because you work out every day. You run.
I love them, by the way. Yeah.
Very health conscious. So if you're gonna eat bad, it better be really good, right?
Yeah. I mean, look,
So he's gonna. If it better be worth the calories. Right?
So yes. So I am human and I do cheat, right? And I enjoy.
We're having pizza,
And I'm on more of the heavier side right now. Yeah, right. I'm a little bit more on the heavier side. But yes, with me, it just has to make sense, right? Like, I'm not going to eat, a lot of bread or a lot of sweets or it just has to make sense. There has to be a reason. But I can tell you that I love pizza. That's why I don't like to eat pizza.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like Oreos for me.
Yeah.
You eat one and you got to eat
It's
the whole
bad.
row.
I know.
It's tough. You could eat a whole darn pizza.
I'm the kind of kid that I used to grab Oreos when I was younger, smash them up. I have a cousin. My cousin Angelica would love the story. I would smash them all up, throw them in a bowl, put milk in it, and that was my cereal. That's the way I would hide from my parents. Be like, "Oh, I'm having cereal."
That's legendary.
Right? I mean, right? That's the kind of guy I am.
Have you looked at the calorie count for 3 Oreos? It's like,
Since I don't want to look at it. No.
So you he skipped Cookie Crisp, and he said, let's really go.
Let's go, right? Let's do it. So, Baldy, you mentioned that you don't give that many 10s out, right?
Right.
And we just went over that fantastic restaurant, which, by the way, my wife and I are dying to go there. We have it listed, Vero Beach. It's a little out of our way,
It
but
is, yes.
we have to check it out, right?
Yes.
We have to check it out. One of the things I was going to ask you is, How important is it? How important? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Okay, folks, you don't know this here. We actually started off, well, actually, no, Glenn mentioned it. We started off the show, said we were going to get some pizzas brought in from an undisclosed location.
And they're sitting, uh-oh.
They just came in. Nicole, how long did it take for you from picking it up to bring it in here, do you think, from the oven to now, Nicole?
We're starving.
About a half hour.
Oh,
okay. So you have
in the window.
So you have to
keep that in mind, and I have to.
Okay.
We're going to preface that when we do the review.
Yes, pizza reviews.
Yes.
Similar to Dave Portnoy. Instead of one bite, it's 2 bites.
2 bites, new rules. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna experience that, right?
Yes, but are you guys going to do a help me with the review?
Absolutely. I want to do my own.
You too, Johnny.
First, let me say this. I will. First, let me say this, folks. This is first time ever in the history of Baldi Eats on social media, over 3 million views across multiple platforms.
Yeah.
He's never done a podcast where he's actually tried the pizza.
Explain how I'm supposed to score this. I can't give it a 15.
We'll do it while we're doing it.
You got it.
And in the history
We'll write it out.
of foodies and food reviews, there has never been a live food review on a pod. No.
I'm going to write mine down. You could write yours down. I'm not going to give it to Baldy. We'll let him give us his score.
Okay.
This is getting serious. This is a make or break right here.
This is a make or break.
So I'm not sure how this is going to edit with
Uncle Giuseppe's. I love you. You guys have amazing New York style pizza.
One, because I'm calorie counting right now.
Yo, you're from Connecticut.
I am.
What's your thoughts on this? Is part of it. What's your thought?
Right?
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the New York versus New Haven controversy? By the way, that might be my podcast number 1.
I think New York versus New Haven. So
yes,
first
real
off,
authentic New York versus New Haven.
Keep this one.
To me,
yeah,
New York all day.
Ooh.
And I'm from Connecticut.
Have you been to the
I've been to the New Haven pizzas, all the joints. I've been. You're talking to a guy who would go out clubbing in New Haven, and then after the clubs, all you had was burgers or pizza, right? And we're talking 2 in the morning, 2:30, 3 in the morning.
So great question. So you're in New York over New Haven.
New York over New Haven, yeah.
Here's how I do it. The cheese pizza is my hardest scale. That is the one that has to stay relative to comparing everybody. Now, specialty scores, anything that has any topping is a specialty, and you can have more fun with that because that will be on personal preference. Mm-hmm. Do you like meat? Do you like this? Do you like pepperoni? Do you like, spinach? Do you like whatever?
All right.
But the cheese, that is the holy grail of the pizza scores. So we're going to dive in.
So we're going to do cheese. We're just going to do cheese? Yeah. Okay, we'll just...
Let's do all of them.
Wanting to say this.
Oh, let's hear
the moment I met Baldi Eats, or I heard Baldi Eats. Look at the look at the flat. Look at the flop. Flop. Hold on a second. Let me see the undercarriage. The undercarriage.
That's a lot of flop.
Did you tell them well done? Okay, at least she's honest.
Okay, there you go.
So a trick, and you guys could try it whenever you're ready. A trick for pizza is always try to get it well done.
You're talking. Keep going.
You can always try to get it well done, and always eat it while it's fresh. Now, I have something that we have to break to the public, unfortunately. When pizza's delivered, the score does drop. Okay, so what we're looking at, the way it holds together.
Ooh, look at that.
Little flop, but that's okay. By the way, flop doesn't necessarily affect the taste or the flavor. What it does is it kind of, a lot of people like a little bit more of a crispier pizza.
Yes. It's 2 bites, right?
No, it's a joke.
No,
you can do whatever you want.
3 bites.
Yeah, here we go.
3 bites. All right, we got to get the
all right,
crust
Uncle
too, right?
Giuseppe's. You definitely got to taste the crust.
That's pretty good.
Mm.
I'm pretty happy right now. Let me try the burnt crust.
I so much want to go, do it. No, I'm not doing it. I'm going to write mine down. I'm going to write
flavor.
Mine down.
What are you thinking though so far?
You want me to just tell you what I'm thinking?
I'll tell you everything besides the score.
Excuse me. Taste phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I think the flavor's good. It's not too salty. I love the I just love the texture of it. It's not too saucy. I'm not a fan when the sauce is kind of dripping,
No, me neither.
Sauce. I don't see much grease on it as well. I think it tastes very well. I like it. I like it a lot.
I got my score in my head already. First of all, I haven't had breakfast, a little bar. So I'm trying to follow, Johnny Lee here, super fit. but it's pretty good. I have to admit, it's pretty good. So I don't know.
So you guys can write down your secret score. Don't show me. So just so you guys know what I go through in my head when I'm doing a pizza review. By the way, if you guys don't know, there are, I would say most people in the Treasure Coast, from what I've seen and what I've gathered, that Uncle Giuseppe's is the most authentic New York style pizza that we have in the entire Treasure Coast. However, that's obviously up for debate. And then there's some people that then try to jump to Fantini's, which is New Haven.
Yep.
He used to work at Pepe's, by the way. Pepe's.
Yes,
yeah.
I know the original there.
Is it It's Pepe's, right?
Pepe's, yeah.
Yeah, people, when they say Pepe, like Dave Portnoy, they get mad at you.
Now I'm confused.
I think it is
This is Uncle Giuseppe's, right?
Yes.
So the feeling is I'm starving, and so that's the
You
problem.
want us to give you the score now or wait till the end?
Well, it's up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to do.
And then
I'll
I'll
give my
let me
review.
go to the next one. I'm going to give it. So I have 3 kids, 4 grand. I eat a lot of pizza. So I'm going to say, and I'm going to factor in that we picked it up, wasn't delivered.
Yeah.
So that takes a hit.
Yep.
I know on Dave Portnoy, he never gets a perfect score.
Never.
But
He never has.
I'm in between. I'm gonna say 8.2.
Ooh.
I'm factoring that it was cold.
Okay.
Not cold. You know what I'm saying? It's been sitting around a while. So
Folks, I'm going to go with 8.9.
Wow.
I'm going to go with 8.9.
super high.
It was to me, it brought me back to New York, and I didn't know if it was just because you asked me New York or New Haven. I loved it. It's not thick. It tastes fantastic. Yes, it feels like it's getting room temperature, but guess what? Homeboy loves room temperature pizza. I love me some room temperature.
That's why they have a show called Cold Pizza on
Absolutely.
ESPN.
I love it.
So as I'm looking at this real quick, this is a huge flop because it's a meat lover's pizza.
Flopper. Yeah.
But it looks pretty good.
It looks good. Plenty of meat and everything.
This.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So-
I don't even know what to do here.
All right. I'll let you guys do that. I won't try the other one. I'll use this one as my specialty score. That's fine.
Same here. Wow.
Pretty damn good.
See, you're hungry
partial
though.
I'm starving. Let me try this again. Hold on.
Now, I like that neither of you guys gave a rookie score. A rookie score would have been saying 8 on the dot or 9. So the fact that you're adding a decimal, that is the homage to Dave Portnoy. So yes.
I feel bad. We're eating. You guys got to be hungry watching.
Oh, well, they can. Well, we are shooting a podcast though.
Yeah.
By the way, this is cool. I love the idea of doing, adding a little bit of fun and food to the podcast.
Yeah, more than 2 bites. Hold on,
guys. I'm
not even
so
talking.
much pizza. It's not even funny.
You see how bad Glenn is? He calls the team to come down to watch us all eat.
wait a minute,
Guys,
Come
come
down.
down.
I feed you guys well, right?
So,
Yeah,
what was your score? 8.2. Okay, yours was 8.9. Now, here's what your score is telling me. If this was hot, fresh, perfect, straight out the box, you're telling me that would have been in the 9s for you.
9.3, 9.4.
All right.
Oh,
So-
I'm going to write mine down. So, you guys
So
know
I'm going to
myself.
factor in the fact that it sat longer than the other one.
yes,
And
yes.
I love this. So, and we normally I'd order this well done.
Yes, exactly. Well done,
But
little
that was a
crunch.
standard cheese. I mean, that was kind of a high score at 8.2,
Yeah.
being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I can't had we been eating it there and it was hot,
Yeah.
really hot,
It's a different story. Yes.
you know, I'm gonna go 7.9.
Oh,
7.9.
he was tougher on the
I'm gonna be tougher.
specialty.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 7.9.
Oh,
I feel like a scrub. I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
No,
he's
you're
going
not.
high.
Guys, but there's only
It's
one. There's only one person here that was born in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Okay. I lived in
We're
Bridgeport, Connecticut. I used to be in New York City all the time. Let's be real
Yeah,
here.
we're
No.
technically Floridians.
Guys, I'm going with 8.6 on this one.
Oh,
8.6. 8 point. Let me tell you why.
I know why.
I'm gonna
Because Johnny always keeps the advertising option open.
tell. That's exactly why. No, I'm gonna tell you exactly why.
Smart.
I'm not actually rating. To be honest with you, I'm not rating the pizza at that point because the pizza to me is already fantastic. I already know the pizza's good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know the flavor and the quality of the sausage.
Yes.
Because sausage,
Oh,
sausage is a make or break. You
I
could
like
go
that.
very cheap or you could go very
So this
traditional.
is great sausage.
That taste is fantastic.
That
Yes.
my grandfather made it, right?
8.6.
There
What do
you
got?
go.
What do you got?
there
What do
you
got,
go.
Baldy? Come on.
What do you got?
All right, so here's how mine works. And if we're going to be honest and transparent, Uncle Giuseppe's, I've actually reviewed him 2 times.
Okay.
I think arguably, and this is arguably, by the way, I think
note,
Brooklyn
Mike.
Joe's and Stewart is phenomenal.
Yes.
I love Brooklyn Joe's. For me, that's maybe a tiny bit closer to real, because they are from Brooklyn, I believe. Now, Uncle Giuseppe's, a little bit of Brooklyn. I think they're from Italy and lived in Brooklyn for a long time, I believe is the story. They have figured out a really good New York style pizza recipe. However, I have a rule that when pizza travels, it does fall about 2 points.
It does.
Now, with that 2 full points. Now, if I remember correctly, I have an adjusted Uncle Giuseppe score at around 8.2 low to as high as an 8.5 when they're doing it perfect. Lately, I think that Uncle Giuseppe's has lost a little bit of the thinness for whatever reason. He's going a tiny bit more thick, which is fine. His dough's good, the cheese good, everything is good. It flows together well. His sauce definitely leans more towards tangy. So if you like tangy, which you probably love tangy, more than sweet, I like a little bit more of everything flowing together well. So today, I have to consider everything. I would have got it well done, a little bit more crispy. But the taste, texture, everything's there. Honestly, because of the travel, I'm not going to go as low because you guys could already figure out what my score should be. We're going to do 7.2 on the pizza. On the cheese.
Can I get the
7.2?
Yeah.
Now, what you got to remember is that my cheese pizza score, because I've done hundreds at this point, it has to be on an overall level. Now, I agree with you guys. On this one, even though it traveled, but the sausage is good, everything's good. We're still dealing with a flop and everything. So naturally, I'm going to go higher than that. We'll probably do this one. If you can imagine, this would have been in the high 8s probably. Fresh, crispy, straight out of the oven, hot, almost burning your mouth. But today we'll give them a fun score, 7.7.
7.7, ladies and
specialty
gentlemen.
score, travel situation.
I love it.
Theoretically, that'd be a 9.7. That's a high,
So I don't want to kill them. So we're not gonna go lower than that. Yeah. But it's good, solid pizza.
Baldy, first off, I want to thank you so much for the fact that not only did you come here, I know you're very busy, but that you actually were down for doing this first time ever. So I love this breaking news, right?
World
First
premiere
time ever where we're trying a pizza here in studio,
yes,
in front of a live audience, if you will, here, which is exciting for us and exciting for everything here that we got going on. A couple things. I just want to ask you one last question, actually. When you think about Baldi Eats, you've built, and I've known you, like I mentioned earlier in the show, for so many years.
Yes.
In different settings, and you've been a professional, consummate professional in the business world. Then you transitioned into just being this online celebrity, if you will, where everybody wants to get a Baldi review.
Yeah.
If you were to think about Baldi Eats in the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years, where do you see Baldi? Where do you see the brand and what you're doing today?
That's a great question. Honestly, I'm having a lot of fun. I really enjoy helping out restaurants and really, the connection that I have with the community, I love it. It's amazing. But honestly, you never know. If someone would have asked me 5 years ago, and I don't say this to be any, in 5 years, you're going to be arguably the most popular foodie content creator in Central and South Florida, or one of the top guys. And number one in Treasure Coast by far, and that's not even close or debatable. I would have laughed at you. I would have said you're a liar.
Yeah.
So you never know. I see maybe a Netflix show in the future.
Uh-oh.
Something fun. Maybe we travel a little bit more. But honestly, listen, we may be doing something, here.
Got it. Well, I think that's where
we should maybe make that announcement.
That's where we're excited about that. And that's where I think, very rarely in the business world and in the entertainment world do you find where two minds, two hearts, two passions for local community businesses come together and join forces. And that's something we found here. You see, My Living Media, as Glenn mentioned, I don't know if he mentioned this earlier or not, but we've been around for close to 50 years, right? This is a business that's been around for one sole purpose: to help your local business achieve its full potential. You help local restaurants achieve its full potential. So I'm excited to see where our partnership can come together and what this can turn into, right?
I'm excited. Baldy, My Living Media is excited to work with you.
Yes.
Johnny Lee, thank you for putting us all together. I'm excited.
This is fun.
This is the first podcast. This is the Johnny Lee Show today.
Yeah.
But we'll be producing a show for you here, 52 shows a year in the studio.
Oh my
Baldi.
God. I'm getting my own show.
What are we going to call it? Baldy what?
Well,
I would say maybe Behind the Bites with Baldi.
Ooh. Where can everybody find you?
Baldi Eats on all platforms.
Baldi Eats on all platforms. Folks, you heard it here. You saw it here. First time ever review in studio. Probably not our last.
Yeah.
But first review in studio.
That could be fun.
Baldi Eats on all platforms. Folks, if you like this podcast, please like it, comment below, share it with others. We're excited to bring to you local businesses, local reviews, local everything, because that's what we're all about here
Local.
at My Living Media. Thank you again for tuning in. Till next time.